Welcome to the Teaching Autism and Special Education Community Podcast. Hi, I'm Nikki, a passionate special educator, autism advocate, resource creator with over a decade of experience, and you may know me as the face behind Teaching Autism. This podcast is your go-to place for practical tips, hands-on strategies, and inspiring and funny stories to support special educators all around the world, whether it's building independence, creating engaging lessons, or finding that elusive work-life balance. I'm here to help you thrive inside and outside of the classroom. Let's dive into today's episode and make a difference together. Hey friends, and welcome back to the Teaching Autism and Special Education podcast. I'm Nikki, your host, your sensory-loving, task-box-assessed, neuro-affirming, sped bestie. And today we are going to dive deep into something that affects everything in our classrooms, and that is sensory processing. So many of the behaviours that we see, from meltdowns to zoning out, to toe walking, to covering ears, aren't bad behaviour or attention seeking. They are the nervous system waving a big flashing sign that says, I can't handle this right now. So let's talk about what sensory processing actually is. We're going to talk about the 8 sensory systems, what happens when those systems are out of balance, and how you can create a more sensory safe classroom starting today. So first of all, what is sensory processing? Sensory processing is how our brain receives, interprets, and responds to information from the world around us. And it's not just touch and sight and sound and taste and smell. We've also got vestibular, which is balance and movement, proprioception, which is body awareness, and interoception, which is internal body signals like hunger and heart rate and need in the toilet. According to Dr. Jean Ayres, who basically pioneered this field, sensory integration is the neurological process that organizes sensation from our body and the environment, making it possible for us to use our body effectively within that environment. And when this process works well, we can focus and move and learn and feel safe. But when it doesn't, we can become overwhelmed, shut down, hyperactive, anxious, or distressed. Okay, so now I'm going to touch on the 8 sensory systems. Let's quickly break them down for you. So number 1, we have visual. Think lights, bright colors, movements. Students might be over-responsive, think squinting and turning away, or under-responsive, they might be seeking flickering lights. Number 2, we have auditory. So sounds, background noises, voices. Some kids may cover their ears, they may cry, they may get angry even from normal sounds. Number 3, we have tactile. So think of textures and clothing and water and sand and messy play. Some love to touch everything, others can't tolerate certain fabrics or food textures. Number 4, we have olfactory, which is our smell. So scents, perfumes, food smells. Oversensitive kids may gag. Undersensitive kids may not even notice strong smells. 5, we have taste. Taste and oral input. Picky eaters, chewing clothing, craving intense flavors. This could be why. Number 6, we have vestibular, which is balance and motion. Think movement, spinning, head position. Some kids need to spin and rock to regulate, whereas others may avoid swings and stares or head tilting. Number 7, we have proprioception, which is our body awareness. So think joints and muscles and pressure. These students might crash into things, or chew, or push, or pull, or love tight hugs. And then finally, we have interoception, which is internal signals. So things like hunger and thirst and temperature and pain, need in the toilet. Kids might not know when they're hungry or need the loo, or they may misread emotions like anxiety and illness. So what happens when there's a mismatch? When a child's sensory system is over-responsive, everything feels too much. So think hands over their ears, meltdowns from classroom lights, refusal to touch things like glue. But if they're under-responsive, they may appear sort of checked out, or they may be seeking extra input by constantly moving and chewing and fidgeting. And sometimes a student can actually be over-responsive in one system, like sound, and then be under-responsive in another, like proprioception, because there isn't a one-size-fits-all. And this isn't just teacher instinct. The research backs this up. So studies have consistently shown that sensory processing differences are very common in neurodivergent students, especially our students with autism, ADHD, and developmental disabilities. So there was actually a study in 2007 by Dunn and I think Tomczak that found 95% of autistic children demonstrated some form of sensory processing difference. And in 2014, Schaff et al. Emphasized the importance of understanding sensory processing patterns to develop meaningful supports for students. Because the better that we get at understanding how our students take in the world, the better we can actually support them in regulating, learning, and engaging. So let's talk about what you can do in your classroom. Let's get practical. Here are some easy things that you can start doing today to support sensory regulation. Number 1, observe and track. Keep notes on when students seem dysregulated. I want you to look for patterns around noise and transitions and textures and seating and tasks. Number 2, offer a range of tools. No two kids need the same things. Stock up your classroom with noise-cancelling headphones and fidgets and weighted items and chewies. Think sit and move cushions, sensory bins, calm lighting. Let kids choose what works for them. That autonomy really matters. Number 3, I want you to build regulation into the day. So don't wait for a meltdown. I want you to look at scheduling movement breaks, breathing breaks, sensory stations, calm down time, opportunities for deep pressure like chair pushes or wall pushes, even massage time. Sensory input isn't just a reaction, it should be proactive. Number 4, I want you to talk about sensory needs openly. So I want you to make it normal and safe and celebrated. Use visuals and stories and videos. Talk about what helps my body feel good and give students the language to express it. Number 5, I want you to advocate for sensory needs in IEPs. Sensory supports are not just extras. They are essential tools for learning. If your student needs headphones, a wiggle seat, or a sensory diet, I want you to try and put it in their plan. Document it and normalize it. And now I hear you maybe asking, what about when it doesn't make sense? Sometimes a student's reaction seems way out of proportion. Like, why are they melting down over the sound of a pencil sharpener? And it's because their nervous system perceives it as danger, not annoying, not uncomfortable, danger. So sensory processing is deeply tied to the brain's threat response. We have to stop thinking they should be able to handle this and start thinking, how can I help them to feel safe in this space? Supporting sensory needs isn't about making things easier. It's about removing unnecessary barriers so students can actually access the learning. So when we give our students the sensory input, the tools, the flexibility that they need, we don't just reduce behaviors. We build trust. We create safety and a safe space to be with us. And we show our students that who they are and how they experience the world is valid. All right, friends, I hope today gave you some new insight into the world of sensory needs. I'm going to link to a bunch of previous podcast episodes and blog posts that discuss sensory in a bit more detail if you want to explore those, and along with some visuals and free resources over on my blog. Until next time, see you soon.